Welcome to the CookUp, and on this show we have copious conversation about cultural heritage. And today we have with us two Rastafari, and they have requested a special intro. So take it away.
Give thanks. Give thanks to the Almighty Father, His Son Yahshua Emmanuel the Messiah, and Emperor Haile Selassie I, the great son of King David still. So we give thanks. Acclaim Haile Selassie I all the lands. Serve Emperor Haile Selassie I with gladness. Come before His presence with singing. Know ye that Haile Selassie I, the Almighty Father, is the one made us and not we ourselves. We are His people and the sheep of His pastures. Enter into His gates with thanksgiving and into His courts with praise. Be thankful unto Haile Selassie I and bless His holy name. For Haile Selassie I is good, His mercy is everlasting, and His truth endureth to all generations. We give thanks, sister.
All right, so that's
Sankofa
Ras Bora.
Thank you. And we are having you two Rastafari on today because we are looking at a tradition that we have in the Federation of farming. And your farm in particular, the Gideon Force Organic Farm, deals with, just as the name says, organic farming. And vegetables and fruits, they keep us healthy and they help us to live our best lives. So let's have a look at a clip that we have of Ras Bora, where he's talking about just that.
And putting our food healthy. I must emphasize on the healthy part of the food, because our problem that we're facing, most of it coming from the unhealthy food that we're actually eating. Each of us have a responsibility of adding, helping nature achieve its goal in terms of preserving it then. So I wouldn't say to a person that you must go and plant a mango tree. You can plant a flower tree, flowers for us is a part of our ecosystem. You can plant a small herb in a pot, in a plastic container. You should start with something that you like, I would say. You still will give you the sense of encouragement to go and, check on it every day. You have to try, and believe into yourself too. Believe in yourself, and I think it will work out.
So that clip was produced by the Heart of St. Kitts Foundation and the Gideon Force Agricultural Cooperative. Now let's delve a bit more into that healthy food and the type of farming that is done on your farm. How does Gideon Force help us to eat healthy?
Greetings, I'm Ras Bora. I'm the manager for the Gideon Force Organic Farm, and I have beside me the elder Ras Sankofa as the president. We are cooperative, and we always encourage collective movement, collective works, and the whole idea for us is to work together as a team and bring about all the best ideas that we have, and we go forward onto that. Our group, in terms of using the best produce or having the best produce, that's our mentality for our people. So when we look at our trials, our tribulation as a people today, our health is our main just an obstacle. How do we survive, and how do we say sustain, as we use this word sustainability. So the Gideon Force Organic, we force adapt the way the Almighty set everything, in the sense of using nature and the elements of nature to benefit us. And we realize over the years, most of our farmers, our producers have been straying a little bit from that. We see now all of these obstacles, the environment is a problem. Right. Our health also is a problem.
So tell me something then. Give me at least one example of the organic method. For example, how do you keep away the bugs from the plants, the things that would eat the plants and harm them? What's a natural practice that is used to keep them away?
Well, we use what you call it, beneficial herbs. When we look at it, every herb have what you call a insect that is attracted to it for eating it, and one also will come to eat that insect. So what we do, we have herbs that repel, like basil, scented herbs, high scented herbs, thymes, and then we have certain flowers also, like marigold, zinnias, sunflower, and all of these they play a role in terms of bringing what you call the beneficial insects, the prey and the predator. And that's how we try to do it when nature will do it, you know. Instead of using these harmful chemicals that mess with the atmosphere and still mess with the people, and even the biodiversity of the animals, the insects, and what we call pests, which is as a part of the animals still. So we recognize that if we could find the best ways to, you know, bring the right combination of plants, we should have an opportunity to limit the amount of damage that will be done by these insects and pests. So over time, we realizing that even using a good soil, we use composting, we break down the material from the farm, which is much cheaper than going to buy certain things because we have it there already. It's like a waste product that nature will take and make it to beneficial to our use. You know, so that's some of our practices that we choose.
And what about irrigation? Because we know that recently, due to climate change, St. Kitts and Nevis has not been getting as much rain as previous years. Is there a method that you use in terms of getting water to the plants?
Well, most of our we have a catchment, you know, we have containers, and we call a connection to the government pipe system. But we don't rely on those sort of, you know, things mainly. We have the farm set a way that we allow the soil to maintain most of the moisture by adding as much organic material as possible. Because that's the way, if you check the mountainous side, they don't have no water system there, but they're sustainable. Because all they do the job, they leave the job different particles from the cheese, the bark. You know, when tree fall up on the ground and decay or decompose, animals, the cycle, that's a whole part of the diversity. And when you look at the mountain, it continues to grow, it's continuing to improve. And even the seawater too, we don't have to go and feed the fishes. We don't have to go and stake these things on a regular. So what we realize that what Father gives to us is already sustainable, and it's just for us to inherit it and to just build upon it. There's no other way, actually.
All right.
You know,
so Ras Sankofa, add to that. When did you first realize, because you are an essential part of the cooperative, when did you first realize that this was the best way of life in terms of organic farming?
All of us are the essential players within the cooperative still, and we give thanks still. I recognize that is important because it's like that is our motto: naturally and organically grown food for a healthier way of life. So from the start, that was part of our energy. We saw that the farmers them starting to use too much pesticides and too much chemicals on their farm. So, and from the 90s when I came forward, I always go organic, natural, because as Bora said, that's the intention of the Most High and to man, because the first thing that Father gave it to man, even before man was on the earth, was a garden. He set the seeds in the earth, and then afterwards he sent forward the rain, and things go from the earth. Everything come from the earth, all the nutrients, everything, all the copper, everything that we have. When we look around, the clothes, the watches, everything come from the earth, from the different elements and in minerals and vitamins and the nutrients that is in the earth. It goes to the plant and it come back to us. He created everything the same way. So we knew that naturally had to be the first way, and it's the best way.
Right. So what profession were you in before this? You said the 1980s. Give us a little bit. 90s. I stand corrected.
Actually, 1995.
Okay.
On a vacation, and I chose to stay.
Okay.
I never went back until afterwards, you know, traveling. But I used to be a probation officer. That's my first real work in my real life, you know, because I went to university, came back as a probation officer.
All right.
And so most people know me as even another name. Really.
All right.
And I choose to change my name, my attitude, and my way of life. And it been very beneficial for me to make that move from university to come back to St. Kitts and be able to work as a probation officer.
All that thought. We need to take a break, and when we come back, we'll talk a bit more about the cooperative.
Okay.
CookUp connoisseurs, we'll be right back.
Check on your battery. Check. Emergency center. Check. Store up your water. Check. And board up your window. Check. So you got to place it. Check. Before it is too late. Check. Disaster could happen anytime, any place. Check on your elder. Check. And your insurance. Check. Secure the animals. Check. Tie down the gas tank. Check. Don't intoxicate. You got to play it safe. Disaster could happen anytime, any place.
For more information, contact your National Emergency Center today. Before the storm, stock up on perishable foods to last at least 24 hours. Secure important documents. Full up on gasoline. Remove boats and fishing pots from the water. During the storm, unplug electrical appliances. Do not go outside. Listen to your radio station. After the storm, do not go sightseeing. Make sure the entire family is okay and assess and photograph all damages.
Check on your battery. Emergency center. Store up your water. And board up your window. So you got to place it before it is too late. Disaster could happen anytime, any place.
Welcome back to the CookUp. We have in our kitchen today Rastafari, Sankofa Macabee, and Ras Bora. We are going to take a quick look at a performance from an event that I would say has become an annual event on the farm. CookUp connoisseurs, did you see that? Ras Sankofa, what type of music is that? And because, is it traditional reggae?
Yeah, it's reggae music, but I would still have to say that part of the singing part of that song there, if it's Youth Man Wake Up and Live, that part is Dennis Brown, really. Yeah? I got to give that credit every time. And then the chanting part is what I write with my youth, them. Okay. Liberation Fire. It was for emancipation, same way I did write that for. So we give thanks.
All right. So now performing is a part of the ICH, the Intangible Cultural Heritage, because it deals with the performing arts as one of the 5 domains. So tell us, does performing come to you naturally? And I noticed that your children are involved.
Yeah, it's a family performing, because I'm a member of the House of Judah Musical Foundation, which has been registered in the youth department for a long time. I don't know where the registration stand now, but we still consider ourselves a group since we've been established since 1998. So we've been doing performances with many artists. At this point now, it's just one of the foundational members as an artist also performing, and my youth them is the main setup for this. And we have a lot. Every year we have about 3-4 performances that line up every year. They have the Emancipation Concert that we usually do down Brimstone Hill. We also have these little performances for agriculture, certain cultural events. We're not on the big stage like that right now, but we've been on Sizzler Show. We perform overseas in Antigua. We perform in over in Tartola, St. Martin, in America. So we perform many places, and we'll be doing this for over 20 years.
Nice.
Yeah.
So now let's get back to the farm. So Ras Bora, when did the cooperative come into being, and why have a cooperative instead of just a farm?
Well, I would say we are about 15 years, 16 years elevate as a co-op.
2009 we started, but we actually get registered in 2010.
Okay.
But within the Rastafari community, because we're still representing Rasta people, we're not just representing Gideon, even though we're here talking cooperative. But one thing that Rastas always share to do is to work collectively. Because when you look at, especially farming, is a collective work, unless you're going to do using chemical, if you're going to do it organically, it's a lot of manual labor. And having a collective movement also bring a lot of ideas though. You check it. So, because ideas, everybody's idea is important. And you may see the simplest a person may be the greatest idea. And it gives us a chance also to inherit our elders' practices, their techniques. So in our CookUp, we have elders come right down to the youths. And so what we try to do as a Rasta community always, because I come up in a Rasta family, I see Rastas always try to do everything collectively and try the best to pass down what is we call the teaching back to the youths, because it's very important, and that's what we call sustainable, is to give back the information that what is already established could be continued. You know.
How many members are in the co-op then? And I noticed there was a photo with 3 of you together. Who was the third key person in that photo?
I'm going to take this, Bora. The third person was who we call IVI.
Okay.
Cliffy, you know, so he's also the assistant manager. Okay. And he's also the assistant treasurer for the cooperative as well. We have registered 17 members registered. We have a young member, female. So we have about 4 or 5 female are part of the co-op.
6 to be exactly. 6 females to be exactly.
6 female?
Yeah.
6 female, and then the rest of them is pretty much male. So we balance enough, and then we operate in 2 farms, like a service cooperative, where we offer services for other persons or the co-op who might even have individual farms as well too. And we also have, we operate as a workers' cooperatives where we actually on one land really working for the benefit and the collective consciousness, as the Belgian was saying, both materially and spiritually. You know, so the co-op actually is a synergy between our spiritual congregation, which is Tiwala, the House of David, which actually is the overall strength of the operation, because that's where the spiritually comes from. And then this part is our business operation from the spiritual organization, the Gideon Force Co-op. And because it's a physical foundation and a more material foundation, there's that different type of leadership. We have a leader for that area and a leader for this area. So we operate like a business with the cooperative.
So tell me a bit more about the business aspect, because this is where the entrepreneurship comes in terms of marketing, in terms of sales. Are there regular times when persons can come and purchase the vegetables and fruits?
Like, we have a system set up, and I'm going to take half of the question and Boa deal with the other half. Basically, I'm the marketing personnel. So basically, between like Sunday, something is going to go out to one of our personal assistants, and then she's going to send back the information to us to say a list of what we have available, and then we send it out, and then we distribute according to the orders. We distribute on a Tuesday or Thursday, but sometimes we just, according to the amount of orders, we just put it in one day. Like today is a delivery day for us, and we have certain agencies that we have constant engagement with. You know, I don't really have to say who they are, and we definitely have a supplier that we can supply to on a regular basis. So what we do is try to engage other farmers to go organic, you know, so that we could supply as much persons as we could and have a continuous flow. All right.
Well, thank you very much, Rastafari. We need to take yet another break. When we come back, I would like you to tell me a bit about the event that has now become an annual event where persons come and they get a look at all of the products and in additional...
Organic market.
Yes.
You could do that, bro.
So CookUp connoisseurs, we'll be right back.
That's what I'm talking about.
Wait! Okay, now, from the beginning.
Hit it, boys.
Welcome to the Sankofa Craft House. This is where life begins, and what we create will leave you speechless. We train, we create, we promote, and we maintain the highest standards. Experience life for yourself. The premier craft and production facility in St. Kitts and Nevis.
When persons with TB sneeze or cough, Healthy persons nearby breathe in the droplets and the bacteria can lodge in their lungs. People with weakened immune systems such as HIV/AIDS, alcohol and drug users, smokers, children, and the elderly are most susceptible. Persons with a cough should take precautions when in contact with persons in public places. Cover your mouth when sneezing and coughing. Visit your doctor or health center. You must complete your treatment. TB can be cured even with HIV. Be responsible. Help stop the spread of TB and HIV. Protect yourself and others.
Welcome back, CookUp connoisseurs. We continue our discussion with our Rastafari, Sankofa and Bora. We'll begin by asking a bit about the annual event that you have. Who would like to take that one?
I will reason upon it. Read it once more. Well, to talk about the event that we try to host for every quarter of the year.
Oh, it's every quarter?
Yeah,
oh, okay.
It's an idea that came from the president himself way back. And started kind of very small, but we're able to develop it on a level that we have it, especially on our farm now. It takes a lot of planning and it takes a lot of proper execution, because what we try to do here is not just to put we ourselves as the organization and display, but we try to bring a lot of small entrepreneurs who maybe can't do it on their own. And what we try to do is to gather as much naturalists and natural methods and practices from different angles, and we bring them on our property to show a kind of collective of organic produce.
Okay.
So every quarter of the year, we start at February for now, because we still try to embrace the Black History Month. We recognize Bob Marley's birthday, and so we have one that we're trying to keep every February. We call it Kaya. Kaya meaning the herbs, and we try to bring the herbs over from just not the smoking benefits, but all the different benefits, and every way that we could come entrepreneur, because it's a part of our agriculture, to say material. And we give thanks to the elder Sankofa, who fight a courageous battle for I&I people, and we must recognize this man, even in the time ahead of us, that he did something that was important for our freedom.
Right.
So within our mission, this event for us, we give us a chance to reflect and to show the different produce that we have on the farm, and give the people that might not get the chance to enter our grounds based upon the daily activities to come and to venture to the farm, to tour the farm, and to meet all of these different vendors and get a chance to interact.
So, good. So that's one event, but I understand that, for example, schools and other persons can request a tour of the farm.
Yeah, we do tours. We do tours in terms of foreign tours, like tourists itself to come through. But our farm motto is still to benefit our people mainly. So we have schools, up to the preschools come through, the secondary, we call also, we have different groups also. And we recognize the importance for us to always inspire our youths. So we have youths that come to the SBAs also. Every year we have at least 2 youths going to come to help them to get information for the SBAs, and it's different topics. It don't be always agriculture, sometimes it's geography, sometimes it's social development, sometimes it's the environment. So our farms serve for our people, not just in terms of produce, but also to have a source of information for our youths to even benefit within their education. We also have an eatery where we try to have our own byproducts, what we call ITAL. Rasta is an ITAL food. It's a full vegan food. We call it vegan for those who really want to know what is ITAL.
All right.
We use coconut milk as our main flavoring. We sometimes cook in a yabba pot, because that's the way we've been taught from back then, and it's a better practice, it's a better taste also, and it's so healthy.
Okay, so mentioning that pot, we have made a request to have one on this show. But I'm going to follow up on something that you said, and I was going to mention it as well. Ras Sankofa, we cannot have you on this show without mentioning something critical that took place. And there was a landmark case, I'm going to say,
Definitely.
Sankofa versus the Attorney General and the Police Commissioner. And I'm going to do a quick summary and then get to the question in terms of you were able to bring this case, you were able to ensure that cannabis can be used in the Federation in terms of religious purposes, and then we see now that the government then followed up and enacted legislation ensuring not only in terms of religious purposes but also recreational. We actually had a recreational mound at our music festival. So tell me, why did you bring forth this case, and how does it impact natural farming, natural use of the natural herb, the cannabis? Tell us.
Give thanks.
Yes?
Give thanks. Basically, there was a lot of discrimination with the herb. Babylon used it against the Rastafari community and the community members in general. When I came down here, I saw that discrimination was very high, because sometimes just for having a plant that the Almighty created, we had to spend time in jail. Our doors were breaking down almost every year, sometimes twice, 3 times a year, just over a plant that the Almighty created, and I always knew that it was wrong. And then there came a time when they caught me with some herb, and I had to defend my case. So I went, and the lawyer dropped me in the appeals case. So I had to, from the appeals case, I hung on my appeal, and I stopped my appeal, and I went. I tell him, instead of fighting a battle, I want to go straight to the war, which was the Constitution. I had to get the Constitution changed. You know, knowing the Frankai case in Antigua as a precedent, I recognize. So then I had to actually...
Very briefly, we are about to conclude our show.
Actually make that change, and I won the case basically for privacy rights. It was not for recreation, because I argued for privacy, and I argued for to the ability to have the herb in your possession, and we also for religious rights.
So that basically helped us along in terms of acknowledging the cannabis as one of our natural herbs, which is also a medicinal plant. So CookUp connoisseurs, we hope that you did enjoy our show, and we are sorry, but we do have to leave you. And Sankofa and Ras Bora, we certainly will have to have you back so that you can finish that conversation and tell us a bit more about the natural organic farming that we have in St. Kitts and Nevis. CookUp connoisseurs, together we can safeguard our living heritage.